Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday afternoon. I don't know where everyone else is from, but both Alan and I are covered in snow. First snowfall of the year, and everybody tends to freak out, forgets how to drive. I'm fortunate in that I don't have to drive too far. I drive 5 minutes to take my son to school and pick him up. Um, but it's interesting. And just a side note, my wife, who hates the cold, loves the snow. She watches it from inside the house, and as soon as she woke up and saw it, started playing Christmas music. Because she's so, and I think the first one was "It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas." And I, I, I love Christmas music too. But after you've heard it for like a month and it's not even Christmas yet, it gets kind of old. Um, so yeah, so it'll be a fun month or so getting ready for Christmas um as we deal with the Christmas music. Um in the area of stock trading, I haven't been doing much this week. Work's picking up. I've kind of kept an eye on the markets through others. I'm fortunate that some of you have sent me Facebook messages, sent me texts, um, you know, different things that are going on. I think I saw the spy tank this afternoon and looked and saw that missiles hit Poland. Um, I don't think they were targeted, but I think that's what shook the market. But if you notice, we bounced right back. Um, there's talk of inflation um, not being as bad as we think, and hopefully won't have to be as hawkish as rates go. Um, but I don't really want to focus on the macro because I think Alan has a take as far as seasonality. I'll let him talk about that. Um, I want to show, because others have asked. Um, Here's our Google page, the Google Play Store. And if you search for FTM options, you'll get these three. If you search for 5-min stock rule, which is similar to the iOS App Store. I don't know if you remember the saga of trying to get an app that mentioned options into the iOS store. It was a Herculean task. So we just changed it to the 5-minute stock rule. So if you search for this 5-minute stock rule, this should come up first. And Alan and I need to make a better, you can take videos in the App Store. One thing on our list to do is to create I don't want to call it a training class because it's 5-minute, 10-minute blurb about how to use the app that eventually we'll tag with this. Rad, oh, come on. Extend session. Rad has been an incredible trade lately. Let's see here. 2-day, 5-day, 10-day. So we've kind of, once we broke this 5.5-ish level, we've kind of been off to the races. People are looking at option volume. And I know that the Nigerians have like an unusual option scanner. I know others have it as well. Something to look into, but people have noticed or started to notice if we go out December.
Hey Brian, you know who's got the best option scanner is Follow the Money Trading.
There you go. It's Alan Ask that has the best.
That's why I played the trade.
Yeah, if you look out to December, I mean, look at all these calls up 7, 8, and 10 strikes. You know, they're going as far out as 10. And the interesting thing is that I notice is that earnings is right around the corner, right after, that must be Monday's date. Because December 16th is obviously a Friday that the options expire on. So yeah, you can go out, you know, all this call volume, and that's one thing that earnings app was built on is option volume. And it's looking at where's the volume coming from, or where is it centered around. And Fidelity, their option chain is very good at pointing those out, pointing out the standouts. So if I look at RAD, and this, let's see here, let me maximize this. Because one question that I'm going to ask, so this is a 200, 10 and the 20. Are we getting extended? And maybe something to keep in mind. But then again, you have all of that option volume at the 7, 8, 10 strikes that I think are going to continue to push this up. You know, we may plateau and let these catch up. Eventually, these will curl up into this range. So I don't think we're going down on RAD. We may kind of stabilize for a bit and then push up into earnings. But yeah, it's an interesting trade. I know some of you have gotten into it, actually gotten in and gotten out of it multiple times. So yeah, good for you guys. Good for Alan pointing out. And that was what, 2-3 weeks ago that we started looking at RAD.
Yeah, it was 550 calls as I recall.
Yeah, back before it reached
so that was a great trade. And then I bought 550 contracts for the next week, paid nothing for it, sold it for $5,000, and then I'm actually waited for the drop, and then I got back in for next week.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, you're holding 550 strikes or higher.
50 contracts now. Yeah.
Okay.
The beauty is that it's I can't lose.
Right.
You know, because I'm still dealing with a huge profit, and what I paid today wasn't that much. That it's not. It's kind of like not even like I'm still up a couple thousand or so it's not a big deal. But my experience is that when a stock runs like this, there's a reason. Usually they know something you don't know. People just don't buy call options to buy them. The volume is there. We got to remember the stock, even if it goes up to 20, it's only worth $1 a share because it's a 20 reverse split. The stock you can buy on sale for almost nothing, because the thing is that if you go ROI, you go on earnings, you go on what the value of the company really is, the stock should sell for like $100. I don't know if it would, but it should, because in terms of what the value is. But some idiots in the company, I contacted the CEO, tried to go ahead and run the company for him. You know, that's a whole nother issue. Now, just so you know, a lot of people don't even know this because I think I own 20,000 shares, right, or 50,000, some crazy amount. That it's about 50,000 shares. That what happened is that Albertson put an offer to buy Rite Aid. I don't know if you know that. And Albertson, the one is that Kroger's is paying top dollar for Albertsons now. You know, it's all like a shell game because Albertson's got so much debt, it's probably not worth anything. Rite Aid had so much debt, they're not really, worth much because of their debt. And, they're paying way too much for Albertsons. So they're trying to stop it in court because they're trying to give them a special dividend that's going to pay off all the people that are in this conglomeration to make money. But with that said, Rite Aid, I keep on the radar. That if you notice, it's on my 5-minute chart. You didn't have to go ahead and hold it overnight. The thing is, you could have bought it this morning for $30 a contract, bought it for $1,500, and sold it for $5,000. I mean, easy peasy. You could have sold it way over $5,000. You probably could have sold it for, I think the most I saw it for was around $1.30. That'd be at 6 grand. So
Yeah,
I was buying it on the way up, but yeah, I think that's about what it was. So
yeah, right at it.
I was telling Brian I just wanted to go a little bit explanation on the Dow and the SPY. I think he was going to bring that up in a 2-day chart. Is that Dow?
I'll get there. Yeah, so I was gonna say that right at a good, if you look compared to
Yeah.
like the SPY gapped up and then kind of leveled off, or RAD opened up and then continued up. So yeah, when you said that you could have sold it here and then rebought it this morning. Yeah, well, this is the EFT of the Dow Jones, DJI.
Yeah, that's probably about right. So if you take the one on the right or the left, I try to explain this to people all the time. People ask me all the time, how does this work? How does it work is that at the last day of the month or the 14th, the Dow usually drops 300 points, which you saw that drop, and then you should have saw a pickup before the last hour of trading. So what happens? I don't know why people sell off. After they get done selling off, then they know it's going to go up the next day. So you got some buyers that come in between 3 and 4. The next day, it usually goes up 300 to 400 points. And then what happens is that people go ahead and the buying dries up, and then it goes back down. So usually what happens is that whatever it goes down, it goes up the same amount of dollar amounts or volume. So we saw that today. No matter what nobody's going to ever tell you this stuff other than me. Get it in my book, The Action Secret. Nobody's going to tell you that it goes down the last day of the month or the 14th, because if everybody knew the secret, nobody would make any money.
Right, exactly.
Because if you think about it, Monday the market started up and then it dropped. That's what it always does. Because the thing is, there's a lot of selling. Then on Tuesday, it started up, really high. That's normal. So the pattern is, if it starts down 200 points, which it could on the first day of the month, you're guaranteed, nothing's guaranteed, but you know that it's going to go up 300 points from that 200-point drop. So that's going to go up at least 100 points. So I've seen that happen, but that's only about a 10% rule. It's not a very good rule because it's very infrequent. Usually it just starts up that amount on a healthy market. Only on an unhealthy market does it do that. So let me go ahead and bring up two other things. That stock, LUID.
LCID, Lucid.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I don't know if anybody watches Raj on Facebook. That guy's the coolest guy going. I mean, how the guy goes. I mean, I watch him lose $40,000 right before your eyes in about 18 minutes, and playing stocks. I mean, it's just comical that anybody has that kind of money. He puts 50,000 into a slot machine, and literally he takes 50 spins, and whatever it is. And I was watching him the other day, and that he lost $42,000, and then he got off the machine. But what I was fascinated on, and because I'm like, how does anybody have this kind of money? I mean, how can anybody put $100,000 in a slot machine? How can anybody put 200,000? I've watched him put 200,000 in a slot machine.
Jeez.
I mean, yeah, I mean, people can do it. I could do it, but it's kind of not even an issue. The thing is, it's just complete stupidity. But the funny thing is, what I thought was funny about the whole thing is that when I was listening to the other day, he said that he makes $460,000 either a week or a month on LUID puts. Now, what it was is this was an older an older video of last year. If you bring up LUID from last year,
LCID, Lucid.
LCID.
Yeah, LCID. So
That was a great strategy. So the video was a year ago.
so let's go out 3 years. Oh yeah, look at that.
So I bought 5,000 shares for it to go up because I noticed that it goes up every January and February for some godforsaken reason. Now, the thing that doesn't make any sense to me is that this is a battery stock that does electric batteries. And this does for the electric cars.
Right.
So I'm thinking like it must have some news and then it spikes because the short sellers get stuck with their pants down. I'm thinking if he's making $460,000 a month or something on this stock buying puts on it, I couldn't believe this. He's telling what he does. I'm like, you got to really be spending a lot of money to be making $400,000 on a put trade.
Right. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
But yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I'm just rambling here. We're gonna go ahead and sit down. Me and Brian are gonna be in Texas, in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah.
And
If
so we're
anybody's
hoping to go ahead and just do a kind of one-on-one. Oh yeah, if anybody's in that area, we'd love to go ahead and say hi. It's the first time in the history, I think, that we've ever been in one place together outside of Michigan.
well, you came to Wisconsin, so we that night with
Oh,
dinner with
where do we meet?
Counting Clare, which is a Irish restaurant.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I keep thinking about the time that well, yeah, I guess I didn't think that because yeah, we met in wasn't it Milwaukee or something?
Mm-hmm. Downtown Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you,
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't seen Brian's mansion or his Corvette yet. So that
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Speaking of the Corvette saying night, and it's gonna be, and actually it's in the garage. It's gonna be on stands, and it's
yeah.
gonna have a cover for the winter. So yeah, we
Wow.
that's one thing we have to do up here is kind of store our summer cars. But yeah, the interesting thing, because I've been a member for years and years, and I remember the 2 times that you were in town, we were out of town. So yeah, you've been to
Oh,
Hartford.
I know. I try getting together with you. Yeah.
Right, yeah, we've been out of town the 2 times that you came to Hartford, so funny how that works. But so yeah, if anyone's in the San Antonio neighborhood, holler, figure out a way to meet. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll be staying down at the Riverwalk, and I'll bring some extra books with me, and I'll go ahead and give you a signed book, and then Brian may show you his algorithms or something.
Yeah. Okie doke. I think that's all I have. I think that let's let Alan get home, deal with the snow.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully good rest of the week. Looking forward to this weekend down in San Antonio. I hope you guys have a good trading week. And as always, feel free to reach out if you need it. So everybody take it easy. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone.
All right. Sounds good.